The Journey to My Master's Degree by Diana Godinez. Before coming to Azusa Pacific, my career seemed nothing but a dream and a never-ending journey. I never thought that God would direct my life to the place I am today. Attending APU as a grad student for over a year and a half has definitely provided me with a great higher education experience. It has also provided me with much support that has led my path into becoming a better teacher and Christian. Professors at APU have taught me meaningful strategies I can implement in my classroom. These strategies will help me reach out to all of my students. At the same time, techniques, ideas, and strategies that I have learned are applicable to our 21st century. They can easily be modified to meet all student needs. The classes definitely challenged me at many times, but with the guidance of professors and colleagues, I was able to succeed. Technology takes part in our daily lives. Without it, we will not be able to do many tasks. Technology is ongoing and changes every day. It dominates our present and definitely our future. This is why it is important that as teachers we are knowledgeable and experienced on how to implement it into our classrooms. Applying technology and different strategies will help me to use the proper tools, thus help students to better understand material. When I first began the program, I felt very comfortable with technology, but I had no idea on how many valuable techniques and software I still needed to learn. Each class in the program provided me a different skill to better help my learning. EDUC 512 was the class that created a base for all of my software and technology abilities. In this class, I learned how to use Adobe Acrobat and was introduced to network communication skills like Skype, Twitter, Blogger, and QuestGarden. EDUC 514 was definitely a great learning experience. I learned how to videotape in different ways and was introduced to the production of videos, also known as VCAS. EDUC 515 gave me an opportunity to learn about podcast and VCAS. At the same time, I was able to have hands-on experience by creating both. I learned the different steps it takes to create them and the different techniques that can be used. EDUC 522 provided me with an opportunity to look deeply into Garner's multiple intelligences. I learned tools that I can implement into my classroom so that all students are offered an equal opportunity to enhance their learning. Identifying these multiple intelligences and the different teaching strategies for each was a skill I improved. EDUC 526 was also a learning opportunity. It has allowed me to put into practice all the skills and techniques I have learned from my previous courses. Now that I'm ready to finish the program, I feel that I am well prepared for my students, my classrooms, and everlasting technology. I am walking away with many different teaching tools that can immediately be implemented into my classroom. Through these courses, I have been reassured of my educational vision. I feel that I am now ready to go into a classroom and make a difference. I want to offer my students an equal opportunity to learn. I also want to challenge my students by having them think outside the box. Integrating technology into my teaching and curriculum will help my students experience various forms of learning in the 21st century. This will help them be prepared to succeed not only in their education but also their personal life. Understanding multiple intelligences and its complexity will help me create a safe and comfortable environment where my students will be able to succeed in anything they set themselves to. I want to inspire my students to take risks and work to the best of their ability. My ultimate goals as a teacher are for my students to feel confident, love to learn, take pride in their learning, and always have a desire to improve. Providing my students with these experiences and skills will help them be ready to achieve any goal they set themselves to. Are you beginning to wonder what my unit will be about? Have you ever wondered why animals survive in their environments? Students will be introduced to this thematic unit by being exposed to the different animal kingdoms through the use of a pictorial. Students will also participate in picture file cards sorting to help introduce the unit. As the unit progresses, students will learn about animal habitats with various map and sorting activities. Students will begin to understand the role that location and environment play in the daily life of animals. Specific animals like the panda and the turtle will also be used to compare and contrast their habitat and adaptation over time. Students will then continue to participate in various activities to better help them understand how animals have adapted to help them survive and the effect that their habitats have. Glass strategies like picture file cards, comparative input charts, pictorial input charts, and a process grid mentioned above will be used throughout the thematic unit. To successfully understand this unit, the life science standards will be used. Standard 3, Adaptations in physical structure or behavior may improve an organism's chance for survival, will serve as a basis for understanding this concept. As students continue to learn about animals and their adaptations over time, standards 3.A through 3.E will be addressed. The last 2 weeks of the unit will be used for students to put their knowledge about this new concept and creativity into practice. They will choose an animal that they are interested in. Students will then use the content they learned the prior weeks, visual aids like charts and diagrams, and the internet to help them write about their chosen animal. Students will use technology to help them research through different internet sites and write about their animals' adaptations over time. As students begin to write, the writing strategies standards 1.0 and 1.1 will be addressed. Once students are finished with this, they will have an opportunity to become authors by creating their own books. This will include all the information and images students have put together over the course of the weeks. When students complete their books, they will have an opportunity to share them with the class. I chose to use this unit because I love animals and think that the ability they have to adapt according to their habitat is amazing. Exposing students to learn about animal adaptations can help them better understand the effect that habitats have. I chose to combine science and writing in this thematic unit because they allow students to stimulate their brains to higher levels of thinking. Using science allows me to challenge my students to think beyond what is read or seen. Incorporating GLAD strategies into this thematic unit offers students from all multiple intelligences to have an equal opportunity to learn. Technology is also used in this thematic unit to help students explore different ways of learning. Through the use of a variety of internet sites and software programs, students will be able to be exposed to different information. Throughout the unit, students will participate in chants, picture file cards sorting, research, comparative input charts, writing, publishing their own book, and more to better help them understand animal habitats and their adaptations over time. The assessments used in this thematic unit are associated with the California state standards in science and writing. As students work through the unit to master the standards, they will be evaluated based on their performance in class discussions, participation, quizzes, writing, and the publishing of their book. The following rubric will be used to help determine students' performance and mastery of California state standards. They will be evaluated on their book project at the end of the unit. The areas that the rubric will evaluate are on the choice of their topic. Did their research cover all areas addressed? Did their writing stay on topic? Did it follow the writing process? And lastly, the quality of their product. This will be their published book. Having my students go beyond what is expected will surely prepare them for the future. To help bring this thematic unit presentation to a close, I will leave you with a glance of what students will be exploring during this unit. So sit back, relax, and get ready to experience an animal adventure!
Animals, 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 and creatures of the air and in the sea. They're on the land, they're everywhere in North America. There are many sharks in the sea, turtles, whales and dolphins, otters, sea lions and porpoises.
And when it's hot, you might see me.
Eagles flying in the air, flamingos, geese and hawks, loons and ducks and owls and bats.
I can't fly.